All right, can everyone hear me? Just give a little thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, good deal. We're going to go ahead and get started, and I know that there may be some people that add in as we get going, which is fine. This meeting is being recorded for everyone if you have to step out early as well. Our hope in all of this is that we do not need to keep you very long, but as we try to navigate the waters of taking on, really for everybody probably in this aspect, their first online class, we want to make sure that we try to answer as many questions as possible and try to help to eliminate a little bit of that anxiety of trying to take on this class. So the first thing that I want to say is welcome to everyone to being in the Academy program. I know that there were a lot of people that were waiting and had some anxiety over, will I get in because of test scores and things like that since ACT shut down. So I hope that everyone is now a bit relieved. We thank our partners at ECTC for allowing the 3.0 GPA to allow students in. I'll be honest, I think that GPA is probably a better predictor of success than ultimately one test that a student might take. So again, very happy for everyone to be accepted in this program. Taking on this FYE class, I know for everyone just coming off of NTI, everyone is probably not too excited about taking on another online class, but I know that our instructors in this program have been doing this for years, and they feel very good about navigating those waters with you. And so that's why we wanted to have this meeting, to help everyone understand the process that will go from this point on. So in our meeting today, I have several people, and we will have several of them speaking throughout. But first I want to introduce, and if these people, once I do, if you'll just unmute your mic and just say a quick hi, just so the students on here can maybe see your face if you got your camera as well on. So first I'm gonna go through our three FYE teachers. So Judy Akers.
Hello.
Thank you. Then we have Sharon Hayes. Sharon on here?
She is on here because she was texting me, but I don't see her. I don't know if it's not letting her, but she is on here. Oh, there's Pat.
Okay, good. And then Brianna Crane.
It's actually Brianna Harris.
Yes. Harris, I'm sorry.
You're fine. I'm Brianna sorry. Harris. Hello, everybody.
Harris. All right, there you are. And so in Brianna, so these are our three FYE teachers, students that you'll be divided amongst them in their classes. And they'll talk a little bit later about the classes and kind of the setup. They will be all very similar, maybe not identical, but very similar in nature for the FYE class. Next, I want to welcome our ECTC advisors. I think that they're all on here as well. Ashley, are you on here?
I am. Hi, everybody. I'm Ashley Tollefson.
And then we have Lauren Sims.
Hello.
Thank you, Lauren. And then Laura Stover. Are you on here, Laura?
Hello.
All right. Thank you. So those are our three dual credit advisors. They work behind the scenes on a lot of things. A lot of you probably have talked to them probably in some form or fashion or will very soon. And then on here, we have our other three. So I have myself for the EC3 side, and then I have three people for you all, and you may have seen them before, but I'll welcome them. Our math teacher, who's also then one of our EC3 leads with the Academy program. Laura, you're on here? I think Miss Alford is on here somewhere.
Hello.
All right, thank you. And then our English teacher, Miss Dowell. Miss Dowell, are you on? And she might not be. That's okay. And then Miss Christy Wright, our guidance counselor as well.
Hello.
All right. So all of these people will be contacts for all of you throughout. If at any point you have issues, obviously the first thing, students, if you have issues with your class, okay, it's very specific. If you have a question or concern with your FYE class, the first person you contact will be your professor. Okay, so once you all kind of get loaded into sections and you all find out, you will contact your professor if you have any questions or concerns about your class. If that professor cannot answer your question, then the next person you're going to reach out to will be one of us at EC3. So myself, Miss Wright, Miss Dow, or Miss Alford. That'll be your next point of contact. Your final point of contact, and really it would probably only happen in extreme circumstances at this point in the semester, in the summer, would be then to Ashley, Laura, or Lauren. So they've got a lot of things on their plate. So you all will kind of go again through professor, then through us, and then we will get them involved if there is an issue. Now, I do want to make sure that everyone understands about this class. The cost on this class is more than what you will pay for your other dual credit classes in the fall. The reason that is this class is not what the Council on Post-Secondary Education views as a transferable dual credit. Now, it does transfer. I want to make sure that everyone understands this class will transfer to your college of choice, a four-year degree, but it may not transfer one-to-one as FYE 105 to that school. So the credits will always transfer. The grade will be good. It'll go in your high school transcript. It does everything. But that purpose, the Council of Post-Secondary Education, for whatever reason, and it's a battle, I'll be honest, that I have tried to fight for a couple of years. Our friends at ECTC have been on our side, and they're trying even to do it, but there are greater powers that rule all of us, and they have not approved it. So ECTC, Dr. Pate, and all the people there that make the decisions did allow this class then to be discounted by 1/3, and that's what gets us down to the price of $492, gets us to the 2/3 price plus the digital content fee. So I understand that is probably a big question that a lot of people have, but the class does go on your college transcript. It will end up on your high school transcript as well, and it does transfer, but for whatever reason, Council of Post-Secondary Education does not grant it because it doesn't go one-to-one with all of our four-year colleges. So I want to make sure that everyone understands that part about it. So everybody that is in this meeting that has been on the reminds, and if you're not on a remind, you need to make sure that you join that. And if I can, I'll try to type that here in the chat here in just a second. I'm going to turn it over in just a minute for everybody. If you've not joined the remind, to make sure that you do so. And I need a parent and the student in our remind group. It is very important that you are doing that. I continue to send out messages on remind and email, but there's going to be a point where I will stop doing email and I'll just do remind because it's a whole lot easier for us to track that. Hopefully everybody was able to follow the instructions for creating an account and getting set up, because that is going to be a big deal when your class starts next week, that you've already done this type of stuff. So I have sent that out. There was some great videos that the college has put together for everyone to kind of watch, and if you were able to do that and follow instructions. I know that some people were emailing me today, and again, I appreciate that. You're never bothering me, and we always get you figured out. So if you're still having trouble with that, I hope to hear from you all in the next couple of days so that we can resolve those problems and be sure that you're ready to go come next Monday. But I will go ahead and just kind of take just a moment, and I'll turn it over to one of the FYE instructors, maybe just to kind of talk a little bit through what the class will look like. And I'm not sure if you need to share your screen or do any of that stuff, but I'm going to turn it over to FYE instructors to talk a little bit about what the class looks like for the students.
And I guess I can get us started here. And Judy and Sharon, just feel free to hop in whenever you have something to say, or you want to, give something that I'm forgetting about off the top of my head. And I will go ahead and, do I just hit the present now feature, Dan?
Yes, you should be able to just hit that.
Okay, and I'll do my entire screen. So let's see. Okay, can you guys see that?
It's loading.
Oh, it's
there we
loading.
go. Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I wanted to start, generally speaking, FYE 105 is a class. It's an introduction to college. It's called Achieving Academic Success, and it's really geared towards introducing you to different study techniques, note-taking techniques, dealing with test anxiety and all of those kind of things. But it's also an avenue to help you explore career avenues, different pathways, transferring to a four-year college once you've gotten your associate's degree, and several things like that. I think what most people will probably be concerned with is the general structure and the flow of the semester. So I wanted to show our schedule. And so this is kind of how we break it down. It's called our SOAP. That's what we call it. It's our semester on a page, SOAP, SOAP. And we're going to go in numerical order, chapter by chapter. And this is where we might have a little bit of discrepancy between Judy, Sharon, and I. Some of us might have individual weekly deadlines, and some of us might have a deadline for the unit at large. So you really want to make sure that you're paying attention to deadlines as you go. We'll do our best to remind you guys, but again, those deadlines are all clearly articulated on the screen. So just make sure that you look through that and maybe make your own calendar to help you stay on track. This is kind of how it'll break down: 250 points per unit, and there will be 4 units total. You guys will all have access to this document through your Blackboard account. So you definitely want to get in there and kind of explore as you go. You'll also have access to course syllabus. So this syllabus is like our contract between the instructor and the student, kind of outlining the expectations and professional behaviors that we expect at this FYE 105 college level course. So it gives you a welcome and a course description, gives you the class duration. This class will be an 8-week course, so it begins June 1st and it ends July 26th. It gives you a course description. We will discuss these 7 course competencies throughout the class, which is just a fancy way to say we're going to talk about, some self-management, some career choices, and some transfer options. They just use fancy terms, but don't worry, we'll get through this. Gives you the required text. Now you all should have access to the digital text. It should all be in your Blackboard account. If you wanted to purchase a physical copy, you're able to do so. But of course, you do have access electronically, so it is not necessary that you do get the physical text. But I'm one of those people that likes to flip through page by page. If you're one of those people, feel free, right? It goes through the grading, and like I said, 250 points per unit, and it'll go through assignments individually. I won't get into all of that unless someone has a specific question. But what you really want to focus on is we'll have a large-scale project in the class. It's called our STAR project, and it'll be broken down into 4 individual parts, 1 part per unit. So it won't be this big, all-encompassing project at the end of the semester. We will work on it incrementally. You'll have some enrichment assignments, though you'll have 2 specifically that are due this summer session. And of course, same thing you would just generally expect: participation and completion of your assignments on time. Now, attendance in this online course and in most of the online courses that you guys might take while you're taking dual credit courses will be measured through the completion of assignments. So you definitely need to make sure that you're meeting your assignment deadlines and that you keep those deadlines in the forefront of your mind. You'll have homework, and some instructors, depending on what class you enroll in, may not allow for makeup work. So you really want to make sure that you keep an open line of communication between yourself and your instructor, so that if anything that's unforeseen pops up, then we can work with you on that. It's always better to know ahead of time than 2 weeks after the assignment was due. So just keep that in mind. I will go ahead and mention this just really quickly. Withdrawal policy: the last day to withdraw would be June 4th without financial or academic penalty. And then you have until June 29th to withdraw with a W on your transcript. Now, I hope that doesn't apply to anybody here. I just say dates because I feel like everybody should know. The meat of this would be the expectations and the professional behaviors. We expect you guys to be present, prepared, and to participate. To be honest, don't plagiarize, obviously. Do your own work. Complete your written and reading assignments prior to needing them for us coming to class. We all have an assignment comprehension check that you'll do for every week that in the course. And that assignment comprehension check is kind of our check on you to make sure that you did your assignment. So just make sure that you kind of get through all of those. Be on time, produce quality work, and then refrain from using your cell phone inappropriately or, doing anything that's wouldn't be deemed professional behaviors, right? So whenever you communicate with us, we generally like to be communicated with through your KCTCS email. Very important. A lot of times, some of our departments are told we're not allowed to respond to personal emails like a Gmail or a Yahoo because we can't verify that that is you on the other line of that email communication. So you've got to get in the habit of checking your KCTCS email regularly because that's where we're going to reach out to you. You'll get reminders through that, and we're not going to really be able to individually reach out to those Gmails or those Yahoo accounts. Professional behaviors, of course, we expect attendance, initiative, diligence, good interpersonal relationships, teamwork, and communication. A lot of this class focuses on our essential skills, which include professionalism, communication, critical and integrative thinking, and organization. So it's really what we want to kind of get out of this class as a good broad summary of good professional behaviors to take with you into your other college courses. Now, that's about all I have to say. I don't know if Sharon and Judy wanted to add anything, but let's see if I can go ahead and stop sharing and turn it over to them.
I'm not sure, Brianna, if you said it, I apologize, I missed it. Did you say that June 5th, they have to complete the syllabus quiz before June 5th?
Yes, that's good. I did not say that. So yes, there is always, this is a good point, Judy, you catch me on everything. We always, for all of our online classes here at ECTC, there's something called a no-show policy. So if you have a first assignment that's due within the first few days of class, and if you don't complete that first assignment, you'll be dropped due to non-attendance. So we don't want to penalize students that enroll in the class and never actually complete work and charge them for that, right? That's the kind of framework for why we do that. But that means, of course, if you don't log in and do your first assignment, then you get dropped from the class. So I think all of us, and correct me if I'm wrong, we all have a syllabus quiz, correct? Yeah, okay. So we have a syllabus quiz where you'll read through your syllabus, that, like I just showed you, the contract between you and I, or you and Judy, or you and Sharon, and you will kind of read through that expectation, and you'll do a short quiz to kind of verify that you did look over that material. And that will be your first official assignment. It's your first to-do thing, your first task on your list, and that will count you as present in the class. So keep that in mind. June 5th is the deadline for that. Thank you, Judy.
Does anyone else have anything else to share about FYE? Any of the other instructors? Thank you, Brianna. That was really good. All of those things and students, we know this is your first real attempt on taking on a college class outside of maybe doing a dual credit class at your home high school. That is why the remind group is so important, because I will be sending you reminders as well, as to make sure that you don't forget the syllabus quiz. And I'll be honest, the class opens on June 1st. There is absolutely no reason that I can think of outside of catastrophe that should keep anybody from completing that syllabus quiz on June 1st. And that's what I encourage from all of our students. Now, Brianna did talk about a couple of real important things that I want to touch on as well, talking about if you were to not take the class. So let's say for whatever reason, students, you get into this and before June 4th, you decide this is not for me, I need to step out. Well, the drop process and how this all works with us students is you must go through me. And so you will have to contact me by that June 4th to let me know, and then I will coordinate with our ECTC advisors to get you out before June 4th. Therefore, you have no financial obligation to the course. If that date passes and we have some other issue, again, maybe you miss a deadline or two and you're worried that you're going to have a poor grade in the class, work with your professors, okay? They have done this for many years, and they're not evil. They're not looking to try to just fail students. So work with them first. But if there seems to be no, getting to a good comparable point, and then you would have to withdraw, again, that must come through me, and there is a process through that. But hopefully I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just giving out, general info. So hopefully we're not having to worry about that. But those are some very important things to consider. Now, Brianna also talked about the textbook and that it's digital and it's online for you, but there are some people that are just old school in mind and they like to hold something. Well, we have copies of this FYE textbook still at EC3. So if you are one of those students, we would love for you to reach out, make arrangements with me to come to EC3 to pick up one of those physical books. Now, they are old binder books, and so they've had some age on them a little bit, and so they may not fit perfectly into a binder, but we do have some for students, and so if that is you, we can loan you one for use for this course. All right. So again, if you have questions regarding this, please use the chat feature, and somebody should be able to answer your question in the chat. But at the end, we'll obviously have some more time for any other questions. Now, I do want to kind of turn it over just real quick, and I don't know if this is going to be Lauren or Laura, one of you all, or Ashley answering the questions. I did send a video about how to pay your bill. Were you all able to figure out the deadline on those bills, or if there was a firm deadline or anything yet?
The answer the business office gave me was still that they prefer for students to have that paid before the class begins. But that being said, we have not been able to make those account adjustments yet to knock down that 1/3 cost. So you do have the option of going in self-service and making a partial payment. I'm going to send a list to our business office in the morning of those students that are currently enrolled in the class so they can start making those adjustments, but I'm not sure how quickly those show up. So if you're paying this week, it could be that you have to log in and manually enter an amount instead of paying, because right now it's going to show you the full amount, which is more than that $492 we discussed.
Okay, great. And so with that being said, and I know I'll speak for this, so it's not coming out of Lauren's mouth, but instead coming out of my mouth then, is that if you wanted to wait, parents and students, if you wanted to wait until the bill was finalized and that true cost is there, then you can wait. So no rush. You're not, you may still get emails saying you got to pay your bill. And in a normal sense, you would never disregard that. But under this program, you can until that bill has been adjusted to the correct amount, and then you would want to pay. Now, I will say this. Please be sure that everyone has their bill finalized and paid off prior to the course ending. That is very, very important to do so. We want to make sure that there is no holdups in that. And so if we can get that paid off, that would be great. I think there was a question that popped up in the chat if someone might get to that. So that is okay. Again, I'm going to share my screen with you. I want to show you all a great channel on YouTube to subscribe to. Let me see if I can get my screen here to pop up. Well, sorry, being difficult. All right, is the YouTube channel showing for you all?
No.
It's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Technology, yay. Is it showing now? Are you all seeing my screen where it shows the YouTube ECTC? Okay, so this channel right here, if everybody can see the Elizabethtown Community Technical College, if you subscribe to this, it would probably be really good. Under this is where I kind of shared out with you all the other day about some different videos. If you look through here, there is the video on how to pay your bill. And let me see if I can, I'm not going to play that for you all. but just to show you that there's a lot of great videos on here. There was a video on what is FYE, which is great. That's you all, we just got that. But here's the one on how to pay your bill. And so if you can watch that, that'll walk you through the process, how to go online to self-service. And under the current conditions with everything and still being closed due to COVID, I recommend that everyone do this. Now, obviously, if things start to open back up and the business office opens up at ECTC to allow people to walk in, then you would be allowed to come in and make payment as well. I know some people just like to do that, but if you follow the process here, it would be an easy method for you to use to make payment on that. Okay. All right. All right. So that is kind of the bulk of really what we wanted to get into tonight to make sure that everyone kind of had a good feel for what the class was going to be about, and then how to take care of the most important stuff that I know that everyone keeps asking about, paying the bill. I want to kind of just turn real quick and just look to the chat to see if there's any questions out there that have not been answered. I see someone asking about the dual credit enrollment forms. I've emailed those out. So if you have not turned that in, please get those in as soon as possible. I will be kind of going through our list to see who have not turned those in, and I probably will be contacting people as well. Let's see. I know. Okay, Lauren Sims answered Sarah. Thank you. Online portal, partial payment. Okay, good. Good. All right. All right. All right. It looks like that all the questions thus far have been answered. If there are all right. So Gracie's asking if the courses are open yet, and the courses will not open until June 1st. Correct? That is the first date of the course. So when you go to Blackboard, it probably will still just sit there and be that you can't open it. But on June 1st, you should be able to click that link. If you do that on June 1st and it does not, then please reach out and let us know so that we can get those turned on. Oh, Miss Akers said she already opened hers today. Yay. So some people can get a head start.
This is Sharon. Mine is open as well.
All right, awesome. Okay. All right. So everyone just looking to get started, you should be able to do so on those classes. So students, when you go in there, and you'll be able to look and you'll be able to tell by your syllabus on which of the 3 teachers that you are enrolled in.
Let me also mention real quick, if we did activate our courses today, they may not actually load into the student view until tomorrow.
Right.
So for anybody that still doesn't see that the class is open or that it's hidden still, I think there was a question about that in the chat. You may not be able to view it until tomorrow. But either way, it will be open by June 1st, and you should be able to begin the class on time.
Okay. And Mackenzie, your question about are there going to be virtual class meetings throughout? No, this class is it's a 100% online class. So everything that you do will be online. You can work on your time, at your pace. There are going to be certain dates that things will open or be due, but know that there will be not specific dates and times that you have to show up. Let's see, Stephanie Ash, you'll know the instructor. When you get into the class, you should be able to see who your instructor is when you look at the syllabus. And if you need to come to school, if you want a physical book, you can start by coming tomorrow between the hours of 9 to 2. Just under the COVID restrictions, please be sure when you come to EC3, you can buzz either one of our doors on either side, and you must have a mask on to come into our building, please. And just let them know at the door that you're here to pick up an FYE textbook. Please do not come before 9 o'clock because we got to pull our books and just have them ready. We'll do a sign out sheet for everyone. Madison's asking, where do we take the survey? I'm not sure what the question is about the survey. Do you mean the syllabus quiz, Madison? Yeah, so when you get into the class, you'll see the instructions on taking the syllabus quiz. Again, my encouragement is when you get into the class that you take a couple of days and just kind of navigate, look through. It's great that all of your instructors have opened your class early, so that you really have a couple of days this week with zero penalty on your work. So I would take some time and really kind of explore it, read everything, get you a calendar, jot down some dates, just so you can keep up with everything. I know everyone has a phone. You have a calendar in your phone. If you use that device to store dates on when items are due, you should be able to stay on track with everything in your classes. Are there any other questions that someone might have that you don't mind to put it in the chat? Again, if you have other questions that you don't want to put in the chat, please feel free. You can send me a message on Remind, and you can send me an email. And if I can't answer that question, then I will get that to the right person that can answer that question. Again, everything has been recorded in this meeting. So if you need to go back, you want to watch something again, that you missed something over or whatever, please feel free to do so. All right, if there are no other questions, it's kind of been just a second there. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting adjourned. I will just stay on for just a little bit longer. So if parents and students, if you're done, you want to go and start logging off, that's perfectly fine. If everyone that's kind of our coordinators, if you don't mind, FYE teachers and ECTC and EC3 people, if you would mind just staying on just for a second, we'll just kind of see if there's anybody else that may be just a little bit shy and may want to stay on. So the survey, the syllabus quiz will be done via Blackboard. Yes, everything will be done and submitted via Blackboard. Thank you, Emma. Okay, there's a question about how you log into Cengage for the book. I don't know if I can answer it if you all want me to, but
I can answer it. You should be able to, once you try to access your first assignment, whether that be the ebook, there's reading links that we've all included in our sites, or there's also a quiz link that you can do. Once you access that, it'll ask you to start setting up an account. You'll put in your first name, last name, all of that kind of stuff. You'll want to use your KCTCS email address if you have to register that. Instead, don't use a personal email, and make sure you use your KCTCS email, because if you use Cengage in another course later on down the way, you want to make sure it's all under one umbrella. But it should be pretty self-explanatory. You'll walk through, but all of us also have a link in our accounts to Cengage technical support if you do continue to run into issues.
great. Yeah, I know that the Cengage, it's actually really easy to set up. So hopefully, it's usually pretty self-explanatory. So, but that is a great thing that you said as well about the email. They need to use their KCTCS email like crazy now. So hopefully, our kids are still learning how to use their HCS email, but I think they're getting better at it. Helpful. Thank you, Judy. Helpful resources. There's an information sheet. That's good. All right. I think we're getting down to. Sorry, my little puppy's crying. All right. Well, I think that, let me see, if we need to go back to this meeting, how do we go back to watch it? I will send out a link to everyone via Remind and to your email to watch the video when I'm done. So that's a good question. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and get off here. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. I think it was good. And I think we got all the questions answered, at least for this point. So, but I appreciate you all. And I'll just ask this for all three professors. If you have any issues whatsoever with any students, please, please, please reach out to me. Let me know. Let me try to help maybe navigate the waters. I know we want to kind of really promote our kids to be their own advocate and stuff, but they're still trying to figure some of this out. So if you don't mind just to let me know, then I can maybe help navigate that a little bit and keep our kids on track for everything. But yeah, if you're noticing kids like on June 4th or whatever, they haven't completed syllabus quiz, and if you don't care, if you want to send me a quick email, I promise that I will get them where they need to be really quickly. All right. Thanks, everyone. Everyone have a good night.